Yeah?
Well, I have some information that might be of assistance to you.
Yeah? What's that?
Well, a couple of men drove up near my house about noon today in an old Ford.
Yes?
Well, they met by another car, which, it took them away. One of them seemed to be wounded. The Ford is still parked here in the street.
What's the address, Mr. Hartel?
It's marked in B.
Thanks. We'll be right out. Now, what did these men look like, Mr. Hartel?
Well, they were both about 25 years old. One was around 5 feet, 5 inches tall, and the other one was maybe 2 inches taller.
How were they dressed?
Oh, had on some old clothes.
Could you identify them if you saw them again?
Absolutely.
Well, here's hoping you get a chance to.
Well, let's have a look at this car. Dealer's license. Is that number on your hot sheet, O'Connor?
Let's see. Yeah. That's the number of the car stolen from the Ford agency last week. But this is an old Ford. The one that was stolen was a new car.
Oh, just a minute. This is a new car, too. Take a look at the position of the brake and gear shift. Well, this is a new car.
Painted over, huh?
Sure.
Hey, wait a minute. What's this?
What?
Something stuffed into the corner under the brake pedal. Well.
The jumpers and the dark glasses.
Well, what's that mean, hey?
That means this is the car the murderers used, Mr. Hartel.
Still, the murder remains a mystery. Although Kelly and O'Connor have a slight description of the criminals, they have nothing definite to go on. But the fact that a machine gun was used starts them on an inquiry among underworld characters.
Well, Kelly, I got a lead.
You have? What is it?
I found out that Ted Barnes has a submachine gun. Or at least, he did have one a week ago.
Ted Barnes. Oh, yes. He's that bootlegger up the line, isn't he?
Yeah, that's the guy.
But as I remember him, he doesn't fit the description of these mugs. He's about 6 feet tall, and he's fat. The guys that did this job were both short. They were young fellas, too.
Sure, that's right. But Barnes might have lent them his machine gun, mightn't he?
Yeah?
Well, it won't hurt to go up there and look Barnes' joint over.
Okay, let's do that.
Armed with a search warrant, Kelly and O'Connor follow up this latest elusive clue. More than sure that it will end nowhere.
Mighty quiet around here.
I'll be prepared for anything. This Barnes is a bad egg.
Here comes somebody.
Well, what is it?
We want to see Ted.
He isn't here.
Where is he?
Out.
Well, we'll come in and wait for him.
You can't do that. I don't know when he'll be back.
We'll come in just the same.
Say, what's the big idea? Who are you?
We're police officers.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. See that?
That buzzer don't mean anything. This is a private house, and you can't come in without a warrant.
Well, we thought of that. Here's the warrant.
Oh. Well,
Come on, Kelly. Oh, I see you've got a hospital here.
What's that?
Look, there's a guy in bed over there in the corner. Keep your hands off that gat, mister. I got you covered. Get that automatic out of his reach, Kelly.
Right. What's your name, pal? What's the matter with you? You won't talk, yeah? Well, I'll take a look.
What's the matter with him, Kelly?
Bullet wound in his arm. This looks like our man.
Who is this guy?
I ain't saying nothing.
Well, you're Barnes' wife, aren't you?
Yeah?
Well, where is he?
I don't know.
So he and this bird held up the money car, and he ducked out and left you to care for his pal, eh?
That's a lie.
Well, that's the way it looks to me.
Ted didn't have a thing to do with no hold-up.
What about this man here? Who is he?
Let him tell you.
Did he hold up the money car?
I don't know nothing about it.
Well, we'll have to arrest you, too.
What for?
Well, we'll book your friend here on suspicion of murder, and we'll book you on...
You can't arrest me. I ain't done a thing.
Looks to me like you're an accessory after the fact. At least that's the way we're going to arrest you.
Hartel positively identifies the wounded man as one of the two he saw leave the Ford 2 days before. Police cover the town and discover the bungalow court in which an apartment was taken by a Joseph Renane, who answers the wounded man's description. However, effects discovered in the apartment identify Renone as one Marty Colson, an ex-convict on parole, after serving part of a sentence on an arson charge committed in Los Angeles County. Papers in the apartment show that his partner is one Lee Cochran. Mrs. Barnes is the important link in the chain of suspects. Police question her closely.
Now, look here, Mrs. Barnes. We've got this case just about sewed up.
Yes, it isn't going to do you any good to hold out on us.
Listen, I don't know anything about it.
Now, that's not true, Mrs. Barnes.
It is true. I don't know a thing.
Now, we know that Ted wasn't in on this job.
What are you trying to do? Trap me?
Why, of course not. You told us yourself he had nothing to do with it. And that's true, isn't it?
Sure, it's true.
But Marty Colson, the man you were caring for in your house yesterday, he was on the job.
I don't know. How did you find out his name?
Oh, never mind.
And Lee Cochran, his pal, was the other bandit. We know that.
So, Marty Cochran, eh?
Looks like it.
Said he wouldn't open his mouth.
Now, look here, Mrs. Barnes. You're a woman. Did you know that one of those poor Mexican officers who was murdered the other day left a wife that was about to have a baby?
Is that the truth?
On the level.
Now, we know Ted didn't do the job, but we want to get Cochran. We want to see some sort of justice done. We can't give that poor Mexican woman back her husband, but at least we can make Cochran pay for the penalty of his crime. Now, if you were in that poor woman's place, and if Ted had been murdered, you'd want to see justice done, now wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I would.
All right. You can help us.
Oh, we want Cochran. Where did he go?
Well, I think he went up to L.A. He and Ted. Oh, I mean, he...
Oh, so Ted is with him, huh?
Listen, you said you wanted Cochran. I ain't talking about Ted. I got constitutional rights. You can't make me testify against my husband.
Furnished with a description of Cochran and Barnes, the sheriff's office of Los Angeles County takes the two men into custody within 24 hours. For more than 2 months, while they were awaiting trial, and all through the courtroom proceedings, Colson refused to talk. He makes the communications that are necessary in writing. But from the moment of his arrest to the moment when he stands before the judge to receive his sentence, Silent Marty, as he has come to be called, has never uttered a word.
Martin Colson, Lee Cochran, you've heard the jury's verdict of guilty of murder in the first degree. Before I sentence you, have you anything to say?
Nothing to say.
I suppose it is useless to ask you, Martin Colson, if you want to break the silence you've obstinately maintained throughout the trial. No, Judge. I have got something to say. Before you sentence me, I've got something important to say, Your Honor. I want to die. I want to pay my debt to society. Let Lee go, Judge. I'm the one you want. I planned the whole thing. Hang me, Judge, and let my partner go.
But Colson's magnanimous offer is refused, and he and Cochran are both sentenced to life imprisonment in Folsom Prison. Ted Barnes is sentenced to a year in the county jail as an accomplice after the fact. In Folsom, Martin Colson retains his grim silence, only rarely talking to his fellow prisoners. His nickname of Silent Marty follows him behind the grim gray walls of the northern prison. Desperate, morbidly brooding, Colson determines to beat the rap. For months, he works secretly on a crude diving apparatus, and then one day he attempts to escape through the powerhouse water intake pipe into the prison moat. But his apparatus fails to function, and he is dragged from the moat half drowned. Serves a hitch in solitary for his attempted break. But as soon as he's back in the cell block, he and his cellmate set about fashioning 2 pistols from the bits of metal they conceal in the machine shop. Then, on the morning of February 27th, 1933, as the men are marching to their daily task,
All set, pal.
Right. Oh, what's the matter, Marty?
Oh, I'm sick. Oh. Hey, keep going there. What's holding up the line?
My pal here, sick.
Come on, don't fall. Oh, quit prodding me, will you? Oh, on the up and up. I got cramps, something awful.
You better let me take him to the hospital.
Okay, Paula. Worked like a charm.
Yeah, but you better keep on looking sick.
Now, you hold up the guard in the hospital,
Yeah?
and I'll make the operator call the warden down here.
Yeah.
If anybody gets fancy, bump 'em all.
You know what that means if they catch us?
Sure I do. But remember that mug, Alexander the Great, right through the knot.
Okay, here we are. You all set?
Let's go.
What do you want?
My partner here's sick.
Come this way, then we'll...
All right, grab his gun. I'll get the operator.
Okay.
What are you...
Shut up, you. Don't ask no questions. Call the warden and tell him to come down here right away. Tell him it's important.
But look here.
George, I tell you, will you? Or you're breathing your last this minute.
Oh, all right. Hello, Warden. This is the hospital. Can you come down right away? One of the men is very sick. Yes, it's important. Please,
All right,
hurry.
that's enough, that's enough. You don't have to cry over the telephone. Don't touch that board. It's hot, I say. Now get into that other room.
The warden comes?
Yeah. This guy here nearly tipped us off. But it's okay. The warden tried to call back. When he doesn't get an answer, he'll think that guy's awful sick and he'll be down on the double.
Good.
Then he'll listen to us. He'll hand over the keys and give us a safe conduct out of this hole.
Yeah.
He ain't got no guts. Wardens never have.
No.
It's strong guys like us.
Yeah.
Like that Alexander mug that gets places in this world.
Yeah.
You bet I'm telling you, pal.
Listen. What's that? The prison siren. They're wise. Hey, where you going?
They'll never get me.
Okay, you win.
Where's your pop?
He, what? Hey, I guess he shot himself. He said you'd never get him. Hey, and he was a swell guy, too. Lots of education. Say, do any of you guys know who this mug Alexander is he was always talking about?
And so ends the career of the man who thought he was smart enough to beat the law. He died a victim of his own stupidity. Any man who thinks he is smart enough to beat the law is mentally unbalanced. Common sense will convince any intelligent person that the forces of law and order are too strongly organized. Let tonight's story of criminal folly serve as a warning to any criminally minded listener that you can't get away with it. The time-worn old slogan is today truer than ever. Crime does not pay.
Thank you, Mr. Huggins. If you like these radio crime dramas, you'll be interested in reading the Calling All Cars news. This month's issue illustrates 15 free gifts for boys and girls. Get this unique publication free wherever Rio Grande cracked gasoline is sold. And wherever you find Rio Grande cracked gasoline, you'll find Sinclair motor oils, too. These independent dealers know that Sinclair has pioneered most of the refinements recently announced by other oil companies. It was Sinclair who perfected the de-waxing and de-jellying processes to purify motor oil. Modern high-compression engines need Sinclair motor oils to ensure continuous lubrication of those fast-moving, finely fitted parts. As one of the world's largest makers of lubricants, Sinclair engineers work with every automotive manufacturer to develop perfect lubricants. The manufacturer of your car has specified a Sinclair oil or lubricant for every moving part. And your Rio Grande cracked gasoline dealer is equipped to give you this Sinclair scientific lubrication.
San Diego Police calling all cars, attention all cars, cancellation broadcast 7. Regarding a hold-up and murder on the National City Dike. Suspects in this case are now in custody. That's all.
Frederick Lindsley bidding you good night for the Rio Grande Oil Company.